staring down danger. Living in a peaceful, wooded corner of Daytona Beach, Florida, Walter Hickox was no stranger to the tranquility that came with his secluded home. But one January afternoon in 2022, the calm was shattered in an instant. While guiding his 3 dogs onto the porch, Walter noticed one of them suddenly freeze, eyes locked on something in the distance. Before he could react, the dog bolted toward the left, and Walter's heart skipped a beat. In that moment, he realized what had caught his dog's attention: a black bear staring them down. The bear, unfazed by the protective railing, effortlessly climbed over it and charged toward the dogs. Walter barely had a moment to process the danger before his instincts kicked in. Without thinking twice, he rushed forward, shoving the bear back just as it neared his pets. In a desperate move to protect his home, he pushed a chair in front of the doorway to keep the bear out, all while shouting for help and ushering his dogs inside to safety. His heart raced, but he didn't stop until his family and pets were safe.
Oh my God! I can't attack my bear! Come here! Oh my God!
Although Walter sustained a few minor injuries during the encounter, he was relieved to find that his dogs were unharmed. In those terrifying moments, his quick thinking and bravery made all the difference, ensuring that his beloved pets were kept safe from harm. Unseen presence. The video we're about to watch was uploaded by a YouTube user named Ollie Talons, titled "Real Ghost Caught on Camera." In the caption, the uploader shared how they usually check their surveillance footage every morning. But recently, they received a motion detection alert about something strange outside their home. Curious, they reviewed the footage, and what they found was truly unsettling. On the right side of the screen, a shadowy figure appears to move along the bushes before disappearing behind a black SUV. The uploader mentioned they tried to recreate the footage by going to the same spot at night, but couldn't replicate what they saw. If we take a closer look, it becomes clear that this is more of a shadow than a person walking. What's strange is that the shadow passes behind the SUV. If it were cast by someone walking by, it would have fallen on the front of the car. I find this video pretty fascinating, and I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on it. The walking corpse. What if you caught something on camera that you couldn't explain? That's exactly what happened to Steph Chambers when her security camera recorded a chilling moment. Take a look at the footage.
Not sure if it's a ghost, not sure what. It's just extremely crazy. So I figured I'd share it with you guys. There it goes, walking down the road. And this also isn't the only sighting. And then disappears. And the camera's still rolling.
Steph is visibly disturbed by the sight of what seems to be a walking corpse. How would you interpret this unsettling occurrence?
And then disappears.
Please share your analysis of this eerie event.
Disappears. And the camera's still rolling. And you'll see a white truck pass. This is all, none of it's edited. This is all real footage.
The Silent Watcher. It was a calm evening in August 2023 when something strange and unsettling shattered the peace of a quiet neighborhood in Bowling Green, Ohio. A man, his face hidden behind a mask, was captured on a doorbell camera as he rang the bell. He appeared out of nowhere, almost as if he materialized from thin air, and just as quickly he vanished into the darkness, leaving behind only the eerie footage. At first, it might have seemed like just another harmless prank, one of those familiar ding-dong ditch moments that homeowners often laugh off. But as the footage was examined more closely, a chilling detail became apparent. The man didn't simply ring the doorbell and leave. He stayed, lingering in the dark, and that strange, uncomfortable stillness created an unsettling tension that didn't fit the usual prank at all. He stood frozen in the middle of the street, his eyes unnervingly fixed on the door, as if he knew someone was watching from inside. When the doorbell rang, the homeowner, startled, rushed downstairs, only to be met with the chilling sight of the masked figure standing motionless in the shadows. Fear gripped them, and without hesitation, they called the police. The following day, the Bowling Green Police Department posted the footage on Facebook, asking for the public's help in identifying the mysterious man. Within hours, other locals came forward, sharing their own unsettling encounters from the days before. Despite the increasing number of reports and rising concern, the man's identity and intentions remained unknown, leaving the community with a lingering sense of unease that would not fade, a knock of deception. In June 2019, residents in Chicago found themselves caught in a strange and unsettling situation involving a man who claimed to be an investigator named Jeff Rushmore. However, there was nothing legitimate about him. He pretended to be from the local police department, wearing a fake uniform, displaying a counterfeit badge, and even carrying a simulated police radio. His deception was caught on a Ring doorbell camera, revealing the extent of his elaborate ruse.
Can you open the door?
In the video, the homeowner doesn't answer the door, but the impersonator doesn't give up. He goes as far as pretending to make a phone call, acting like he's reporting the homeowner's silence. In a separate incident, the same man was caught on another Ring doorbell camera at a different house nearby.
Hi, sorry to bother you so late. Rushmore with the Winfield Police Department. I'm an investigator. One of your neighbors down the street reported a missing.
In this situation, the homeowner answers the door, and the conversation takes an unexpected turn. The man mentions a missing person case, but when the homeowner denies any knowledge of it, the exchange ends suddenly. It's unclear why this man chose to pretend to be an investigator. In many cases, such acts of deception are used to manipulate people into opening their doors under the illusion of safety, which could lead to theft or worse. However, in this instance, the man didn't pursue that path, leaving us to wonder about his true intentions. A figure in the dark. On a cold December night in 2019, a sudden alert from her Ring camera woke a woman at 3 a.m., notifying her of motion detected outside her home. For months, she had felt an unsettling presence, strange footsteps and fleeting shadows that seemed to vanish the moment she looked. Driven by a mix of curiosity and growing anxiety, she decided to check the source of the alert that night. What she saw when she looked outside left her deeply shaken, a sight that still lingers in her mind, haunting her to this day. The video begins with a small, pale figure cautiously peeking out from behind her door, instantly grabbing your attention. But as it moves around the corner, something strange happens. It transforms into a taller, more imposing presence. When the figure steps back into view, it's unmistakably a woman, elegantly gathering her long dress as she walks toward the street. Whether paranormal or not, this eerie footage is sure to send a chill down your spine. Chased by fear, this unsettling footage was recorded at 4:30 a.m. on April 29th, 2023, in El Paso, Texas. It shows a young woman rushing to the front door of a house, desperately ringing the doorbell. While she seems to be alone, her behavior tells a different story. Her eyes dart nervously over her shoulder as if she's running from something or someone, and the fear in her movements is hard to ignore. The woman, clearly distressed, pleads for help, her voice trembling as she starts to cry when no one answers the door. Just then, car headlights light up in the background, and without a second thought, she crouches behind a column trying to hide. A moment later, when the neighbor's driveway lights flicker on, she repeats the same frantic move, fear taking over as she stays out of sight. After what felt like an eternity, the headlights of a car finally lit up the driveway once again. The woman stepped cautiously down the stairs and walked toward the vehicle. The camera angle couldn't quite capture if she actually got into the car, leaving that moment uncertain. When the footage was made public, speculation began to swirl. Many people wondered if she was trying to escape from traffickers, while others had a different take. Some pointed out that she didn't rush toward the house. It wasn't until she got near the doorbell camera that she broke into a run. This led some to suggest that her distress could have been part of a setup, perhaps for a burglary. Less than a month later, El Paso police arrested 34-year-old Kristen Nicole Cordo on charges of burglary. When her mugshot was released, some viewers thought she looked like the woman in the video, though the police never confirmed any connection. To this day, the true story behind that night remains a mystery, and no one knows for sure whether the woman had any prior ties to the area.